Whether it's in a drive-thru or whether you're just steps away from the counter, have you ever had the following thought? The restaurant looks pretty clean from what I can see, but I wonder what the areas look like that I can't. I presently work at what would be considered a fast food restaurant. Before I started my employment, I had to complete a few online courses. The most important online course that I had to complete was about restaurant cleanliness. And I personally found that restaurant cleanliness isn't just about how safe your food is going to be, but what kind of impact it makes on the people that frequent your restaurant. There are 3 specific groups of people that you must impact positively with the cleanliness of your restaurant. First and foremost, this is going to be your customers, because without your customers, you're not going to have a successful, profitable restaurant. Second are going to be the inspectors, with whom allow you to keep the restaurant open. And third are your present and future workers, who help you run your restaurant in a timely manner. First and foremost come your customers. And like I said, without your customers, it's going to be very, very difficult to keep a profitable restaurant open. The cleanliness of your restaurant impacts your customers the most, because it ensures your customers first and foremost that their food is going to be safe for them and their family to eat. Your restaurant looks very dirty on the inside or on the outside. Your customer is going to think that their food is also going to be dirty. However, if your restaurant looks clean, they're going to be more than happy to take it home to their families. The cleanliness of your restaurant is also going to impact whether or not your customers come back to buy food again. And it's also going to impact whether or not they encourage their family and their friends to come to your restaurant. Your amount of customers is going to be important, because without money, you won't have a restaurant. Second come the inspectors, because without inspectors, you're not going to have a good grade and your restaurant won't be able to stay open. It is important for the cleanliness of your restaurant to positively impact the inspectors, because if an inspector has to come to your restaurant, because a customer has complained, it is important that the inspector find a very clean restaurant, that way that they can think that the customer may have been mistaken. Having a dirty restaurant is going to cause the inspector to mark you down on some things. And having too many marks is going to mean that you're probably going to have to close down your restaurant. And a dirty restaurant to an inspector means no restaurant. Finally, come your present and future workers. Having a clean restaurant is good for your workers, because it can impact them in 2 ways: their health and injuries. Having a dirty restaurant is going to cause your employers to possibly get sick, or if they come into work already sick, although they shouldn't. Having a dirty restaurant is going to make it easier for the germs to spread. And germs spreading to your workers, especially in a pizza place, is going to cause the customers that get pizzas and deliveries to possibly contract those germs, which is going to keep the customers out of your restaurant. Having a dirty restaurant can also impact your employees injury-wise. If an employee were to slip in your restaurant because of maybe a group of dirt, or maybe a puddle of water that wasn't properly cleaned, you may have a lawsuit on your hands. And with a lawsuit, you might not have enough money to keep the restaurant open any longer. A dirty restaurant can also make employees or rather people that come in looking for employment, possibly deterred from your restaurant. They may come in and think, a dirty restaurant? I don't want to work here. And having a dirty restaurant can also cause your present employees to leave, because if it were to get closed down, or a customer were to complain, that's not really a reputation a worker might want to have under their belt. In conclusion, without a clean restaurant, you're not going to have customers, your inspectors aren't going to be happy, your workers aren't going to want to work, and you're just not going to have a restaurant. I find it's extremely important to have a clean restaurant, because if you want to make money, you're going to need it. And as my coworker, Mr. Michael Gilman, would always say, Cleanliness is key.